This is Rose Cushing, host of Carolina Hoofbeats TV, and we are here today with Natalie West. And Natalie is the Junior Miss Rodeo North Carolina, and she is also on a drill team and a trick rider and an amazing young woman. So I thought you would enjoy getting a chance to get to know her a little better this afternoon. So Natalie, welcome to the show.
Yes.
And tell me a little bit about why you got into horses. What made you fall in love with them?
So my friend Lila, I went to one of her rodeos and I just saw how amazing the sport was. And I was like, wow, I want this in my future. And so it was just a blast from there. It was like, I want this, and I was so driven for it to be in my life to where maybe 6 months later I saved up and bought a horse.
Awesome. So did you go right into the drill team or the pageant, or how did you get started in the rodeos
So
or barrel racing?
whenever I first bought my horse, I had no intentions on like really getting in to rodeo. It was more of just having like a buddy and a relationship with such a beautiful creature. And then the more and more that we worked together, I was like, okay, I think we could do some amazing stuff. So I kicked up on doing barrel racing, and it was fun. We're still working on that.
Mm-hmm. So you like going fast?
Yes.
All right. And was your horse a barrel horse when you bought her, or him?
No, he was not.
Okay.
Later on, we had to continue to save up our money and then buy a barrel horse.
Okay.
Well, not a barrel horse, but a horse with more skill that
Mm-hmm.
could have potential in barrel racing.
Right. Right. I know when I've interviewed barrel racers in the past, a lot of them like roping horses because they got good sense and they can turn fast, but you can get them speed later.
Right.
Right. So that's what you were looking for. That makes sense. So you did the barrel racing, and then what did you do next?
After the barrel racing, I started up with pageants, and my friend, the same one that got me into rodeo, told me about it because she was the year before last queen. I was like, okay, I think this might be something that I can do, and I would love to try it. And so I went out there and I did it, and now here we are.
All right. So what is a Junior Miss Rodeo's responsibilities?
The responsibility of Junior Miss Rodeo North Carolina is to push the word of rodeo out and make sure there's a lot of bad and false claims going on about rodeo. And our goal is to make rodeo known for such a beautiful sport, and it's just an amazing sport instead of all the bad stuff that people might think of it.
I agree with you. I think when people don't understand something, they automatically assume that it's bad or it's wrong. But rodeo horses, rodeo stock is not mistreated.
Right.
You know, they're athletes and they're treated as such, and they're fed good and they're exercised. And my guess would be that your horse goes to the doctor or the dentist long before the rider does. At least at my house, that's the way it works. So
Yes.
you know, we always used to joke about a good horseman wanted to see the barn, and they didn't care if they slept in the car. But the horse had to be comfortable. So, you know, the total misconception about rodeo stock is it's a very, very good group of people and very willing to help each other.
It is. It's one big family.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So what's some of the things you've done as Junior Miss Rodeo?
So we've been to a FFA event. I know not the junior, but the teen miss has been to a few openings just to kind of help get the store's name out there. We've been kind of everywhere, just like the expo and stuff, just trying to just push the word of rodeo. In schools, we do a little bit, just trying to really get the word of rodeo out there.
Natalie was at our expo this past February, and she'll be back again in October, and she did the flag presentation.
Yes.
And she rode on a drill team, so tell us about your drill team experience.
So I got into it last year, and I love all the girls I ride with. They're just so amazing and so just loving. Like, you can't not love them because they're just so open to everything. And they've really helped me get out of my comfort zone with my horse. And we're just one big family.
Yeah. And you work with Keely Langford on that, and you guys are the greatest show gals, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. And they've performed at many of my events, and they do a fantastic job. And if you're in the market for a good group of young women to come and be at your event, Keely Langford and the Greatest Show Gals are a good place to start.
Mm-hmm.
Now tell us about your trick riding, because good Lord, you were fearless.
So I went to a clinic not too long ago. I got into it. I was like, okay, this seems fun. I think I want this.
Yeah. And so you just took the clinic and started practicing?
Yes, ma'am. My friend helped me out a lot with it.
Mm-hmm. And is this the same friend that got you in a rodeo?
Yes. Me and her, we just kind of work on it from time to time.
What's her name?
Lila Trogdon.
Trogdon, okay. All right. Well, that's a good thing. Friends always get you in the most mischief, that's for sure. Yes. So, what are you thinking about for your future in the Miss Rodeo? What has that meant to you personally?
I want it to be big. It's such a good and amazing organization to work with, and I think more people should be known about it, and more people should have. It should have more recognition.
Mm-hmm. Recognition, sure.
Yeah, recognition.
Yeah.
And I just think it should be known way more, because it's amazing just to see all these women and all these girls come together, and we all want the same thing.
Mm-hmm. One thing that really impressed me, one year I judged Miss Rodeo, and the horse knowledge that you have to have. It's not just as simple as being able to ride a horse, okay? It's not anywhere near like that. And the questions are pretty complicated and pretty deep. They have to learn the answers to all kinds of things about the horse and his welfare and horsemanship. They have to take a horsemanship riding test and ride a specific pattern and do it, the horsemanship has to be just so. And then they have to learn public speaking, and they have to learn how to handle the press and a crowd and be gracious with all that and keep it all going. So, I've not met a Miss Rodeo that didn't do a really good job. And I'm going to tell a little story on Lindsay that always embarrasses her, but I can't help it. When I first started my TV show, I was in Raleigh at a draft horse pull. Mm-hmm. And I'm sitting there, getting information actually it was for my magazine. And this beautiful girl, dressed much like you, comes walking across the building, and it's packed. There's hardly room to move. People are in there. And there's this boy about from here to the wall from me in a wheelchair, and he's laid out because I don't know what was wrong with him, but whatever it was, he couldn't sit up, probably cystic fibrosis or something really bad. Mm-hmm. And he wanted this cowgirl to have her picture made with him. Oh. So Lindsay broke through the crowd and came over and met this little boy and talked to him and gave him an autographed picture and posed as long as he wanted her to pose. Mm-hmm. And she was so sweet to him. I said, I need to get to know that girl. Yes. And we've been friends ever since.
That's powerful.
And that's how she runs the Miss Rodeo pageant. She expects that level of human kindness and compassion. Mm-hmm. And also, she expects you guys to be smart and work hard.
Right.
And I think it's a great organization, and we sponsor it and are very proud to do so. In fact, the next pageant will be at our expo in October. So if you have girls out there that are interested, and what is it, from about 5?
It's 5 all the way up to like 22.
Yeah.
There's a very large age.
Yeah, there's a place in there for your girl, and it's a really great organization, not your typical beauty pageant, because they care about you as a person, and and they help each other a whole lot. So if you want more information about it, you can reach out to Miss Rodeo North Carolina on Facebook or on social media anywhere, or you can contact me, Rose Cushing, at Carolina Hoof Beats TV, and I'll hook you up. So tell me, what are your plans? Are you going to compete again this coming year for a new title?
I plan on it. I might hold off a year just that way I can continue to do it as long as I can, because I love the people that I'm working with and all the new places, and I want to be able to do that for as long as I can.
And then, what are your plans going forward? What are your dreams about when you're older?
My dreams are to just continue to be in rodeo and maybe go pro, and also to spread awareness to suicide with me doing that, and just continue, and maybe if that don't work out, be on a ranch or something.
Sure.
Something dreamy.
That Western lifestyle is really what you want.
Yes.
That makes sense. Now, You recently made a post on Facebook about teen suicide that really touched me, and I wanted to give you a platform to talk to the teenagers out there listening and their parents and tell them the information and how you feel. So,
suicide is not talked about, especially through younger teens and like newer adults, and it's something that happens all the time and still don't have enough light shined on it because people are either embarrassed or it's not something that a lot of people do go through it, but not enough people know what to say about it. And so I feel like that subject really needs light on it because everyone has had that point of time where they felt like giving up, but they didn't. And everyone should know that that is an okay feeling to feel. Like, it is human. If you don't feel like laying down and giving up sometimes, then you must be like an alien or something. Like, my hands are up to you. But it's such a big, heartbreaking subject that is not, it has nowhere near as much light that it does need. And it happens all the time, and I've lost 2 of my friends to suicide between 2 years and 1 year ago, and it takes a hold on you. It's one of those things where you either do something with it or you forget it, and I don't want that to be forgotten because they were such wonderful people and they shouldn't have lost their lives to such a heartbreaking thing.
and you feel like that if you could have known or reached out to them, maybe you could have made a difference.
Exactly.
You know, that's you're right about it not being talked about enough, because all these yucky feelings that we have, and like you say, we all have them. Thank God they're temporary.
Right.
You know, and things do get better and situations do change. And, you know, if you don't feel like you're strong enough to make those changes, reach out to somebody, because there are people out there that care. There's even strangers out there that care, you know, and you know, call me. I care.
Yes,
you know,
call me.
call Natalie. She cares.
Yes.
You know, I mean, it's really not something you have to deal with alone. And there is solutions and there is answers, regardless of what your situation is or how bad you feel like it is. Chances are it's not nearly as bad as you think it is. And if it is, we'll figure out a way to work through it.
Yes.
Because
suicide is a temporary solution for a temporary problem.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, at the end of the day, the people that you leave behind are the people that really pay for it the rest of their life, because they failed you and they can't fix it. So don't take that step. Call somebody, reach out to somebody, do something. You know, give yourself the same slack you would give somebody else if they felt bad and you wanted to help them. Very good.
Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Rose Cushing, host of Carolina Hoofbeats TV, and we're in Wilmington, North Carolina today. We're at Coastal Therapeutic Riding Program with Jessie Reese Malpass, and she's going to demonstrate the Bemer blanket and the therapy that goes along with it to make your horses feel better. So Jessie, I'm going to get out of your way and just let you take over and tell us all about the procedure, and I'll ask you questions if I don't understand.
Okay, that'll be fine. Thank you, Miss Rose, for coming out. CTRP, as I refer to it, and I will throughout the session, is a really cool operation here in Wilmington. If you don't know, these horses are involved in quite a bit of therapeutic riding. That's what they're here to do. They deal a lot with special needs kids, special needs individuals. They do a really unique job, and although their workload is not intensive, they hold a special place here, especially in the work that they do. So our participant today is Artemis Prime. Artie, as we will call him, is Halflinger, obviously. He is a veteran of this program. He does a very good job with a broad range of some of the participants that come. So because of his size, he can carry quite a few different riders. And Artie is also one of our most sensitive horses here. He's very in tune to what a rider needs and how they are feeling during their therapy session. So we try to keep Artie happy and healthy, of course. So we're going to give him a session today. Artie has not...
This will be his first
This will be Artie's first session with me, so we're going to start him on a 5-minute session with Bemer, and I'll show you how we get started. So as you can see, it's a full blanket. Bemer is a PEMF device. Good boy. There are 19 coils located in this. I don't know if you can, there you go. You can see one of the signals through there. This blanket is designed to be able to, sorry Artie, extend to a draft horse size, or we can shorten it up for smaller fellas. It's got a system here. We can shorten this up, or if we needed to, we can extend it all the way out. All right.
What is PEMF?
PEMF is pulse electromagnetic field. So Bemer, I apologize. Bemer is a specific signal, bioelectromagnetic energy regulation. Bemer is a patented signal that we're gonna set Artie on a 5-minute session here. So Bemer is using the PEMF field, the pulse electromagnetic field, to deliver the specific Bemer signal into the body. We are attempting to create a relaxation area for Artie, and as you'll notice, his nerve endings here and his reactions in his eyes and his ears are what we're watching for. So I will also apply the Bemer Equine set comes with 2 boots. The boots are extremely versatile. We can do both front legs, and Artie's good to go with boots. Okay. Or I have had I'm able to do several different options with the boots for horses maybe who have some tension in their wither, tension up their neck. I have quite a few that we do some localized therapy in their SI location here, stifles, or even hocks. Let me get this one on. These fit just like a sport boot, so nothing there we go, just like a sport boot, so nothing surprising to the animal. We don't want to mess up his session here. Now as he's licking and chewing, those are things that I'm stepping away just a little bit because I don't want him to be more focused on me than he is what's happening. Now, well, Artie's a social fella, yeah. So we're looking now for, like I said, the reactions in his muzzle. So you'll see a little bit of wiggle and tremor. His eyes will tell you a little bit about how his body is feeling. What we really like to see is an exhale, a big exhale, in a horse that's a lot like saying, I'm okay. Which for a herd and prey animal to be out here with us, away from his friends and buddies, is kind of a big deal. His ears have been super relaxed the whole time, so we're not seeing much difference there, but give him just a few minutes. So I'm trying to stay a little bit far back from him. I don't want him to be focused on me. There's some licking and chewing. Good boy, Artie. So the Bemer signal is going in. Bemer is working specifically on, we're looking at circulatory support. So anytime that you can help the body and support the circulation system, we're trying to rid of toxins, get rid of any stress or inflammation that he's got built up. We're hoping that the signal is going in, it's doing what the body already, it's helping the body do what the body already does. Increase in suppleness, which he's showing us a little bit of, especially for, there we go, Horses that do work consistently or regularly and have a pretty big job. Artie's not really a stressed out fella, but for horses that are more stress prone, the Bemer is able to help them relax. We call that a parasympathetic mode. So that's what we really look to achieve in the animal is the parasympathetic state, and hopefully we'll get that from Artie before we finish up. Now, this is his first session, so we're getting a very honest reaction from him. We didn't want to pre-program the reaction, so he's got some friends out there, I think, that are talking to him a little bit, so he's wondering what everybody else is doing.
So the electromagnetic pulses stimulate your circulation.
That's exactly right.
And then when your blood flows through your body faster and better and stronger, you eliminate those toxins.
Exactly.
And when you're an older horse or an older person,
especially,
circulation is not as strong.
That's
so
right.
This is what you're trying to do, is to stimulate that circulation. And
exactly right.
Okay.
Anytime you know that the body, that circulation is inhibited, of course you're gonna start seeing things in the body be affected by it. And anytime that, of course, the horse can't tell us, you know, my ankle hurts,
right,
or my knees are giving out. They can't tell us that. So sometimes they exhibit those things in behaviors,
right,
you know, and as humans, we are always quick to try to correct behaviors without understanding exactly what's happening to the horse. We've seen quite a bit, I personally have seen quite a bit of horses, the relaxation from the Bemer, be able to help the owner see, oh my goodness, that, you know, he's a different horse after this. You know, I'm able to get on, I'm able to ride, we're able to ride with a calm state, a demeanor way more willing to go to work.
Yeah.
We use this quite a bit in, so pre-workout, to get that circulation pumping, to get the body already warmed up. Now, not to say that the Bemer takes place of a regular warm-up for a performance horse.
Right.
Of course, the warm-up is always important. But anytime we can increase that circulation ahead of time, it's going to be beneficial to both horse and human.
And horses are very stoic, so they oftentimes just suck the pain up, and you don't
Absolutely.
see it.
Absolutely,
like you
they
said,
do.
Until it's really bad, and then they behave badly. But
Right.
you can see his eyes are getting a little droopy, and he's relaxed, and even though it's not a humongous change, I see it.
Right. The subtleness is, and the longevity of Bemer is where we see the most improvement. So after their body becomes, we always start with the 5-minute session because we want the body to introduce carefully, of course.
Right.
Now this is not giving him anything, this is a low intensity unit. It's not doing anything to him that is going to hurt him, or well, I can't tell you what he feels because I can't ask, because he can't tell us. But it's not giving him any electro pulses or, you know, anything that might hurt him.
Sure.
Or that he might be fearful of. You know, we definitely don't want to set a precedent that the blanket is going to be something to fear, because obviously, you know, some of ours, especially as they are older, have to be blanketed quite a bit, you know, in the wintertime. Definitely not now, but in the wintertime.
Yeah.
So we're able to see him react exactly as he feels he needs to. And as his session is ended, now he's, oh, well, we got a little interest in something over there. But you'll see throughout the session, and probably Kim throughout the rest of the day, or as we see now, and as Kim will probably see through the rest of the day, his parasympathetic state will hopefully linger, and he'll be able to really just soak it in and enjoy the rest of the therapy. And I have been able to experience quite a few that, to start with, and for whatever reason, it's usually a mare, that go, don't touch me with that. And then after a session or two, they'll see me and are like, oh, I know what she's going to do.
Yeah,
so they become very, they really enjoy it. I mean, they really get to the point where they welcome it. You know, even the most high-strung can benefit immediately. You know, within a couple of minutes, you can see the changes in behavior and the mindset of what's happening to them.
Absolutely.
So, you know, we always try to introduce carefully, you know, to start with, and then hopefully this is our goal by the end of the session. So
He's definitely relaxed.
look at him.
He's called Camel Lip now.
I know. It's
He's
okay.
like, oh, this is nice. Time for bed.
Yeah.
All right. Now, when you're taking it off, do you have to do anything special?
We do not. No, ma'am. We just take these. As soon as the lights are gone, you can see that it's shut itself off. So one of my very favorite things about the entire unit, the equine unit, is that it times itself out. So it is on a battery pack. It has about 15-ish sessions in it at one time, so you can do several throughout the day, several different horses, that is. And it will shut itself off. So even if you can't stand here with a watch and make sure that the session is not going to go any longer than what you've set the program for. I have quite a few clients that call me weekly, and we do sessions around around one general area as much as I can.
Right.
And then we also have a program. I am an independent Bemer distributor, so I am able to help others purchase their own Bemer for either personal use or their own barn. And through that program.
So you're an independent distributor, so if people are interested in purchasing it, you'd be glad to talk to them about it and help them figure out how they want to proceed.
Absolutely. So I can help in any direction, any capacity. I have quite a few mentors as well, Bemer mentors that help whenever I do have a question about anything. They're a great company to reach out, to help their field representatives. I'm able to get a hold of anybody at any time, and especially if I have a question about my unit, or if something were to go wrong with the unit, I'm able to get somebody on the telephone. They can help me. I can be reached through my Facebook page, Jessie Reese Malpass, or my telephone number, 910-617-0555.
And do you have an email too?
I do. It's jessica.malpass@bemermail.com.
All right. Well, I've enjoyed learning about this product, and I've heard nothing but good reviews about Bemer, so I was anxious to get Jesse on to kind of give us a little peek at what it does, and you can see how much it's helped him. He's, just relaxed
You're welcome.
as he can be, ready to go,
You're welcome,
so,
buddy.
If you have any questions, look Jesse up, and thank you for watching.
Thank you.
So I hope you've enjoyed today's episode of Carolina Hoofbeats TV, and I hope you'll give Bemer a chance and look Jessie up and let her help you get your horses in a much better circulatory state. You'll be glad you did. Thanks for watching.